May 6, 2025. After a dramatic start, Friedrich Merz finally secures the chancellorship of Germany. His first bid fails in the Bundestag, an embarrassing stumble, but on the second vote he gathers enough support and takes office. To govern, Merz forms a coalition with the Social Democratic Party of Germany, SPD, an uneasy partnership born from the fragmented results of the 2025 German federal election. But looming over the new government is another fact. The second strongest party in the election was the Alternative for Germany, AfD, a far-right party that the conservative Christian Democratic Union and its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, have long refused to cooperate with. In German politics, this informal but powerful taboo has a name: the Firewall. The rule is simple: no cooperation with the AfD. But what if that rule was broken? What if Merz decided power mattered more than the firewall? What if, instead of turning away, he reached across and formed a government with the AfD? After the failed first vote, the blame game begins. Leaders of the Christian Democratic Union point fingers at the Social Democratic Party of Germany, accusing their supposed partner of betrayal behind closed doors. Inside the CDU, a different conversation starts to gain momentum, one that had once been unthinkable: working with the Alternative for Germany. As rumors of a possible alliance spread, the reaction across Germany is immediate. Thousands pour into the streets in protest, demanding the resignation of Friedrich Merz. Critics accuse him of breaking a promise he made repeatedly before the election: never to cooperate with the AfD, never to tear down the political firewall. Meanwhile, the AfD leadership responds carefully. Alice Weidel signals cautious support, avoiding triumphalism, but making it clear that her party is ready to help form a government. May 7th. The crisis deepens. Several CDU members, unwilling to accept cooperation with the far right, announce they are leaving the party in protest. It is a dramatic moment, but not enough to stop the numbers from working in favor of a potential CDU-AfD majority. By the evening, the speculation ends. In a highly controversial press conference, Friedrich Merz appears alongside Alice Weidel. Together, they announce what had once been politically impossible: a coalition agreement between the CDU and the AfD. Shockwaves ripple through German politics. May 8th. Despite protests, defections, and international concern, the new coalition faces Parliament and wins the vote. Germany now has its first federal government supported by the AfD.
One of the most shocking parts of the new coalition agreement quickly became clear: the distribution of ministries. Among the portfolios handed to the AfD were two of the most powerful in the entire government: the Ministry of Finance and the ministry responsible for immigration policy. For many observers, this was the moment the situation truly sank in. The reaction came fast. Within just a week, trade unions, student groups, and many centrist and left-leaning organizations called for nationwide strikes. Protests quickly spread across Germany's major cities: Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, Cologne. The streets began to fill with massive crowds. In total, more than 2 million people joined the demonstrations. Protesters carried banners and chanted slogans against the coalition. Many signs read "No Nazis in Government," while others called for the government to step down. What had started as a political deal in Parliament had now turned into one of the largest waves of protests Germany had seen in years.
International reactions quickly followed. In the United States, Donald Trump welcomed the development, saying it was a sign that Germany could be great again. Tech billionaire Elon Musk also reacted positively online, posting that Germany's time has come. Across Europe, reactions were mixed. Ursula von der Leyen offered a cautiously supportive response, emphasizing the importance of stability while avoiding direct criticism. Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, openly welcomed the new government, while Hungary's leader, Viktor Orban, reacted with enthusiasm. In Moscow, Vladimir Putin also described the development as a positive step. Meanwhile, several European leaders took a more careful tone. France's President, Emmanuel Macron, and Spain's Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, both stated they were ready to work with the new German administration, while also expressing concerns about the direction of the coalition. Outside of politics, criticism grew louder. Human rights organizations voiced alarm, and many public figures spoke out. Climate activist Greta Thunberg condemned the development, calling it dangerous. Several musicians and celebrities also reacted strongly. Singer Billie Eilish described the situation as horrendous, while other artists warned that extremist politics were gaining power in Europe. The shock is over. Now the government moves. The coalition between the CDU and the AfD quickly pushes its first major law, cutting financial support for parts of the immigrant population. They call it reform. The SPD calls it discrimination. Legal challenges start immediately. Protests don't explode like before, but they don't stop either. Smaller, Postillon, every week. The anger is still there, just more focused. Then the polls hit. CDU drops hard, down to 17%. AfD climbs to 31%, now the strongest force in the country. SPD sits at 23%, leading the opposition. Inside the government, things shift. The CDU looks weaker. The AfD looks in control. What started as a coalition is starting to look one-sided. 3 months in, Germany hasn't collapsed, but it doesn't feel stable either.